I really don't think you need us here. I think you guys can just hash it out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous. You guys are going back and forth, and it's been it's 9 o'clock right now.
4 hours.
This is ridiculous.
4 hours on
And I don't know if you can only
just
talk to her because she's the
feminism.
only one that absolutely disagrees with everyone on this panel.
And this whole
But this is
the comment section
so
is annihilating
bad.
everybody as if we all think the same.
Yeah.
We
think
do
we do
not,
OnlyFans.
and we're only talking about her. This is crazy. No disrespect to you at all.
I've
But
brought attention to you. I've brought attention to you. I have more questions for her, but she's
well,
on
then
the
can
balcony
we
right
get
now.
to the point, answer it
Yeah, like,
straight
we
up,
need to
because
finish
I am
this.
so over it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But over it.
It's just
And I know you're over it because you're not even feeling well.
Hold on. Let me just remind you that if I have things correctly, with the exception of you actually, every single one of you requested to be on the show. So I kindly ask you to show respect for the platform. This is the way the show goes. You guys had months to do your research and see the nature of the conversations.
We're showing respect. I'm just saying, we've had
We're just
respect this whole time.
saying that's
I feel
lame.
like we are showing love by being patient currently already. And I'm just saying, you guys keep going
Okay.
back and forth. Get to the next question.
You know what's funny? I actually
That's all I was
was.
saying.
I actually was, and
Oh,
you've
then
just
perfect.
belabored this
Go ahead.
another
Keep
2 or 3
going then.
minutes
Keep
by having a
going.
meta conversation.
I'm saying what everyone's thinking. Maybe you're
about a
not
meta
thinking it. That was
conversation.
literally it.
Well, hold on. Let me.
That was it.
If that's what everybody's thinking, is that what you guys really? You guys
Oh,
gonna leave?
maybe not. Maybe not. But is everyone thinking it?
You guys gonna be
we can do a
disrespectful
show of
and leave?
hands.
No, I don't want to leave. I just feel like the conversation that it just seems lingering.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's honing in on just
And
one
now it smells like
person
cigarettes
the whole
and-
thing, the whole time.
Some people are allergic to cigarette smoke. Like, it actually does make me nauseous. It's kind of gross.
Nothing we can do about it.
No, obviously. I wish I would have worn perfume, though.
But we weren't allowed to.
Not to be disrespectful, just to cover the smell. Like, it's gross.
We should get into rates.
Candles.
Move the conversation along or something.
Yeah, let's get into the superficial stuff that the people want.
Like what?
Let's rate ourselves so they can rate us back. Let's talk about sex and stuff. I don't know. Like, come on. Let's do it.
There is something interesting demographically about this panel that's different than most of ours. I'll let the chat figure out what I mean by this, and you can figure it out for yourself. Okay, ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. Go ahead.
If we're
Starting
starting
with
out
you.
with me, I think I'm a 12. Yeah.
Like 7.5, 8.
Undefined because it's subjective. I'm sorry, I'm not answering that question.
Just answer the question.
Okay, I'm a 7.
8.
8, 7.5.
8.
You can do whatever you want.
Wait, 7?
I said 8.
8. Okay. So you're a 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love your confidence.
Thank
Is
you.
it confidence or delusion?
It's definitely confidence, I think.
Mm,
I think that
Probably.
I am the most prettiest girl in the world.
Are you
like,
prettier
no
than-
offense to everyone else. Everyone else here is fucking
None
gorgeous.
taken.
Especially you. I've been looking at you this whole entire time. I'm like, Jesus
Aw.
Christ, dude.
Thank you.
But like, whenever I look at myself, like,
You can
I
pay me
don't-
some money.
Did you
and have
do you
sex with
feel
her.
like do you feel like you were a 12 after the modifications or before?
I think I started feeling like a 12 after. It's not about the modifications, it's more about my mindset. And like, there was at a point where I did think I was ugly, but like, I kind of went through
Nick,
that.
can you open the door?
I kind of went through that, and now like I'm at a point where like I don't want to be anyone else. I love myself, I love my body, I love my face, and I love everything about me. So yeah.
What do you think other people would rate you?
I know other people that would rate me like a 12, and then I know other people that would probably. I'm
let's do
probably
averages.
like a big.
Let's say there's
turn off.
100,000 people, a cross section of men. What do you think they would rate you on
Me?
average? Yes, some would rate you a 10 and
I
some would rate
mean,
you a 0.
On average, maybe like 8 or 9.
There's a whole thing out there.
Yeah.
I was watching. I was like, dang, I want to join that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I typically, whenever I'm with a guy, they tell me like I am the prettiest or one of the most beautiful women that they've ever been with. So
You think it would go over well if a guy said you're mid? Like, and he's trying to fuck you, and he's like, "Yeah, you're kind of mid. Let's fuck."
I mean, I
think
would
it'd go
fuck
over
with
well?
it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe she likes degradation, I guess.
I like people who sometimes
All right,
degrade me. And then
All right, well,
other
I should've-
times.
I wouldn't
I
say that
should've
loud. That
fucking
like
offered that one up.
invalidates you immediately.
But yeah.
Okay. All right.
You respect yourself. You don't respect yourself because you want people to degrade you, but you're 12.
Yeah, I don't care if people degrade me because it doesn't like actually come off like it doesn't hurt
Spiritually, it hurts you. I promise.
me. I don't think so.
One question: do you think
But it doesn't. You
you're
can't tell me that.
25, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be more attractive in 10 years than you are now?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be more attractive in 20 years?
Yeah.
30 years?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're just.
No, it's like I'm a magic
So
person,
you'll be
right?
55.
And
Yeah.
I'm like
okay.
a manifestation baddie
Yep.
or whatever you want to call it. But
If you got-
to me, I feel like I've been manifesting that I just keep getting hotter, and so whenever I look at myself, I just feel like I'm getting hotter.
What about when what about when you're 75 in 50 years?
I still think I'll be hot.
That's not the question. Will you be more attractive than you are now, all else being equal?
More?
That's the question I'm asking.
Be honest.
Probably just the same, honestly.
Bro, you're delusional.
I think
You're delusional.
Well, I look at myself.
That
I'm
is
like,
actual delusion.
Yeah,
like
that's
we just
fine.
proved it. There's no way you're getting hotter.
She's gonna be hotter at
75.
Yeah,
75.
but like,
Aging
Black
is
don't
for
get-
Like, you could be as
29
confident-
pretty.
It's
Yeah,
delusional.
aging can be
Yeah,
black,
but
but I
doesn't
feel
crack
like
you
all
guys.
these
So I
piercings,
could still-
sagging.
I know a lot of
Some
black
do if you don't take
women.
care of yourself.
I mean, yeah, but I take care of myself. So, but there's a lot of black women that I've seen that are like 60, 70 years old and they still look young.
Yeah,
Why
but you
are-
haven't
True,
seen
but-
their 20-year-old pictures. You
Yeah,
don't know
why-
that they're
Ah,
hotter
that's
than
what
when
I'm
they were
saying.
20.
Why aren't all the black supermodels 75 instead of 25? Why is that?
Because we like youngness. Like,
Oh,
what
well-
are you asking me right now?
If okay.
But if you
All right.
looked the same,
mean,
and people
that's
wouldn't
how
be
you
able to
know
tell
how
that
to
you're
do with this
older,
It
and you would
doesn't
be
I am
matter
not-
casted.
if you look
not
the
going
same,
to
they
be
still
more
like
attractive
youngness.
when I'm 75.
That's why
I
you
just
have a
wanna say
bunch
no.
of girls just going out and just
Like,
lying
nah,
about their
I'm in my
age.
prime
I
right
think-
now.
Well, thank
maybe
you for
20
being
years ago.
reasonable.
Maybe
And,
20 years ago.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Jeez. And you said it's subjective, or what was your thing?
Yeah, beauty is subjective.
Beauty is subjective.
I don't
So
think
like,
you get prettier as you age.
but you don't. Do you don't think you can get prettier?
As you age, no.
Yeah, you're too far from the mic.
Really?
As you age.
I think you go like this,
And then you
go like this.
Yeah, I mean, as you like
Boom.
age.
I think a lot of
person.
it is like
Barely walking.
your confidence. I think a lot of it is that. I mean, no one's like super banging, in middle school, and your confidence is like super low. And then I feel like as you get older, I mean, I'm now in my 30s, and I
you're
feel
banging.
really confident. I'm
You know what to
banging.
wear. You know
I'm
how to, like,
7,
dress
but I'm
your body.
banging.
Wait, so are you saying that you can't you can't look at somebody and there can be no differentiation in terms of this person is more attractive than this person?
No, there can, but it's subjective. What one guy thinks is more attractive is
That's why I said
Subjective.
average.
But let me
It's
ask you a question.
subjective.
If I pulled, say, the entire population of the world, and I showed them a picture of guy A and guy B, do you think that there would be could there be an overwhelming consensus where 99% of people were like guy A is more attractive than guy B, even if we pulled?
If one's way uglier than the other, yes. If they're both equally
Well, so
attractive,
there is
but
some
different
objectivity to
types.
it then.
Yeah.
Because you
sure.
said one guy is way uglier.
There is objectivity to beauty
Well,
for sure.
okay.
If you don't try at all, then you're.
But you
ugly,
just said it's
probably.
subjective.
Beauty is subjective. Not every guy is
to a
going-
degree.
Are you going
Killer
to
of
think every
Cereal
single
donated
guy? Yeah, to a degree. So we
$200.
agree.
To a
think you're the
slight
prettiest
degree.
girl in the
To a slight
world,
degree.
then your compliments are disingenuous to woman. Strange you reached that epiphany only after you altered the objective rating under the alterations.
I don't think it was disingenuous. It was
how was it?
literally like I meant it from the heart. I've been looking
Which
at you
door
this
was
whole
that?
time.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me read two. We have two chats here coming in, and then I have more questions for you. We have Killa of Serial again. Leadership means setting an example. Leaders also do the work that they ask from their followers from the front line in a positive moral guiding sense. Leaders want your full potential, just to push. Ladies, hold on. There's another one coming up from Tori. Thank you, Killer of Serial Man. Appreciate your message. Good to see you, as always, in the chat. And we have Tori here. Ladies, why do you think there's a timeline correlation between the increase of feminism and the increased experience of depression in society as a whole? Could it be a biological needs?
Duh. Absolutely.
And
We
porn.
just literally said that we took women out of the house doing their perfect role of being happily married and raising children and told them to go be boss babes and slave away and act like men and carry their own luggage and change their own tires. So yeah.
Okay.
Sounds depressing.
All right. Let's see here. We're going to bring it back to Jaden here. You wanted to talk about, you said that we'll get the whole panel to answer this. The gender pay gap is a very real thing. So going around the table, is the wage gap, gender pay gap real?
No, I don't think so.
Actually, from research I'd done, I learned that the gender pay gap is not that big anymore. So I did more research after I did more research after I sent that.
Okay.
Like, I'm not ignorant. I want to learn and stuff. So.
All right.
I'm not objective in all of my opinions.
You initially wrote that in your notes, but your viewpoint has changed.
Yeah, from doing research.
It's impressive.
All right, there you go.
I'm
Look at this
constantly
growth.
trying to
There's growth.
always.
Yeah. I'm ignorant on the matter, but I believe women are blessed to carry and nurture and raise children. So if there's a gap there in their wages because they get to go do that,
right.
we can be okay
Sure.
with that.
Earnings gap, right? Okay.
Yeah, I second that.
It's the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you, Ivory.
All right.
And to you.
Andrew, do you want to do a quick 30-second debunking of the wage gap?
I mean, do we even need to? None of them believe in it.
Well, just
We seem pretty.
Debunk it for
the
us.
why of the why of it.
Yeah. Well,
There's probably viewers.
I wish
so-
she was. I wish she was back because I'm sure.
I
she
don't, because then it would lead to a whole
Sure
new
that she'd
debate.
be like, yes,
about
this
there's
is
not a
No.
wage gap.
And I don't think your stomach can handle that right now.
It's like 18 cents or 98 cents or something like that.
What? Do you
The
mean
wage
what
gap,
is
it's like
currently
barely anything,
what is
yeah.
currently looked at? Well, I mean that's what the claim is, but
For like the same
there really
job.
isn't. There really never really was a wage gap anyway. What would happen is men work a lot longer hours, and women get things like paternity leave. They want to take vacations more. They want to do things like this so they can stay at home with their kids. And so what ends up happening is it's risky to hire them. It's riskier to hire women for a lot of the
Well,
same
that's also
jobs.
their role. They're supposed to stay home and take care of their kids. It's not.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying, think of it from an employer standpoint. So employers like to hire men who have families as well. The reason they do is because they think that men are going to stay at that job for longer,
Loyalty.
right? Well, it makes a lot of sense, right? You can't really just leave a job if you are dependent on the pay to
Right.
take care of your family. So when they look at it, they're like, well, this is great, right? If you have a family, that's one thing that employers will look at and say, well, you're probably going to be stable, this type of thing. But if you were an employer and you were looking at a woman, let's say she was, in her 20s to her really early 30s, and, when you were interviewing her, she said things to you like, yeah, we might try for kid number 3, or we might try. The risk drastically goes up, right? So,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I mean, all that has to be taken into account, and also the fact that men just work a lot more hours generally than women do, even when they're in the same jobs. So, and that's not
Let's
the
adopt.
problem. The problem when you're looking at that data is it's really hard to make controls. So all that data is only as good as the controls that you have. So you can make it say whatever the hell you want, depending on what you control for.
Right.
All right, moving on. You also mentioned, there's a lot here, so I won't be able to get everything, but
I don't care.
sports are taken less seriously. You said women's sports are taken less seriously.
Yeah.
Is that really an objection? Yeah. Isn't that women's fault, though? Because it's like women don't watch women's sports.
I mean, I do.
You do, but
I do
Like-
not watch
I
women's
do not.
sports.
there's nothing stopping women from going to go support the WNBA, but they don't. In the
Yeah,
same way that
women
men
don't
support
support each other that
NBA.
much.
What's that?
Nothing.
Wait, I have a question for you, though. Can you name 3 WNBA players?
Yeah, the famous ones. I don't really.
Go ahead.
I don't.
Name them.
I don't care about basketball.
Oh.
Brittany.
So wait,
Okay.
so do you have a problem with women's sports being taken less seriously?
I
thought
just
you
think
just
it's
said you
waste of
watched
comments.
the WNBA though.
the WNBA. I don't watch sports.
Oh, because I thought he said, do you watch it? And you said, yeah, well, I do. He said, I watch it.
Oh, just tennis actually. So that's
Oh,
it.
tennis.
Yeah.
Can you name
I see what you mean.
Can you name any NBA players?
No.
Come on.
LeBron James.
Michael,
dude.
Michael Jordan.
Jaden's a dude.
Nobody. Okay.
But you watch female tennis?
Well, he asked
Yeah,
me.
she's just eating-
He asked me.
I thought you were
You watch
supposed to be
female
women.
tennis?
Yeah, I love Maria Sharapova, but she ended up getting in trouble for
Can
something.
you name 3
but-
of them?
Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Maria Sharapova, Madison Keys.
All right, moving on. Let's see here. You wanted to talk about... I also feel like guys on the podcast always think they're right. And as much as you feel like the girls don't hear you out, you also have your mindset and won't see the side of the woman, and that the women are supposed to just submit to a man. Could be wrong, but this is what I've noticed. But I find it strange that a man wouldn't want to consult with a woman about big discussions or decisions, as you don't always know what a woman wants, and men don't always know what's best. Even a masculine woman, I believe there's supposed to be a unity to a man and woman's relationship. Behind every great man is an even greater woman. We talked about that.
Masculine woman. I don't know what I meant to say about that.
Well, these are your notes. I don't know. If you're a man that feels no compassion and is prideful, you're still half a man. Okay.
That was kind of just saying what I was talking about earlier. Like, women should submit to a good man. I just think that sometimes women are blamed for not being able to find a good man, but there's like so many weird creepy men. Like, I've been approached by just...
Sure, absolutely.
And I'm just like...
There's weirdos.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yes.
Creepy dudes. Don't date those
No,
guys.
I'm just saying, I think creepy dudes, like, I think you should also tell men to do better, because I think creepy dudes ruin the chance for some of the good men.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, like, that's all. That's all.
I don't disagree with you. The one thing, though, as you did say at the beginning here, I also feel like guys on the podcast always think they're right. Well, I'm firm in my beliefs. So this isn't like a change my mind segment. This is I'm going to combat your viewpoints and your worldview. And I think Andrew would probably agree with that. I don't think he's here to have his mind changed.
Little
I think you're always supposed to learn. I'm pretty sure it says a person with wisdom should always seek.
I'm happy to have my mind changed. Like, I think that's what keeps your argument strong, and what keeps your mind sharp, is iron sharpens iron.
Sure.
And so I want to have my mind changed on things. It just usually doesn't get changed because I don't hear a lot of good arguments. And then when we start getting into it, people get super offended. They get upset. They tone police. They do everything in the world except argue, which drives me crazy. So yeah, so I haven't gotten
I liked your response better than I liked his.
Yeah, I haven't gotten my mind changed very much, right? Oh. And the thing is I've noticed, I'll sit in a room full of men, and we'll argue the same exact way I'm arguing with you guys, right? The distinction is...
You do the whole...
Yeah, sure. What's so funny, they do it... They hit us... They hit us back, too, right? They'll be like, oh, you know what I mean?
And we were, too. So,
yeah.
But it was considered disrespectful.
No, but not really. So here's the thing that's interesting.
Black Flame Nova donated $200. Andrew seems so done with it tonight. Might be the beer. 1,000 yard stare from having to listen to so many modern women on the show with low IQ feminist failed family issues. Like a nagging wife X90000.
Yeah. Thank you. So Black Flame Nova.
No, I had to pull back on some of the issues because of just what they were. But anyway, yeah, they'll argue brutally. They don't give a shit, right? And I don't even take it they don't take it personally either. But I just noticed that women who want to be treated equally, right? We want to be equal. First thing they start doing is tone policing and being upset with how a thing is said rather than what is said.
I never said I want to be equal.
Rather than what is said.
I do.
This is what I've noticed.
I just wanted to say.
All right, this is what I've noticed, and it's just interesting to me, the distinction in perception, because I'd say the best thing I could do is treat everybody here just like I would treat men when I debate them, right? So I'm taking you literally at face value that you're just as good as any man who's sitting there to debate with me, and instead I can't believe how you just said that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Right? Drives me crazy. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're having a debate. Let's do it. That's the way that I see it. And so, no, maybe Brian is set in his belief structure. I'm happy to have my mind changed. But I can't have my mind changed if every time you're in an argument, people get upset with the way a thing is said, which way it's said, how it's said. It's just nonsense.
Well, Andrew, if I may say, I'm sure you would agree that there are some things that are just so patently absurd that you would never, you could never even agree with something that's just preposterous.
Yeah, well, but what I try to do, even though women say insane ass shit on this show, that's true. But
not all women.
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 Okay, but they do. I still try to actually engage with it.
You're growing.
So I'm trying to understand it from their perspective. So even though it may sound insane to me, I'm like, okay, maybe I can at least entertain the idea. right? So I can try to at least understand where they're coming from.
It doesn't feel like that's what you're doing.
Right, but that's this is my whole point, right? It would feel like that to a bunch of men who are in the room.
To be honest, it does feel like that. I just feel like we disagree.
Yeah, for you, it's fine, right? But I'm just saying the overarching tone policing, things like this. What you just said is key, right? I feel like,
okay.
Right? From me, I disassociate feeling. I'm just here to have an argument, right? I'm here to argue my position, my worldview, the best way that I possibly can.
Okay.
And I've heard Andrew arguing with men, and he argues. He'll call them idiots. He'll,
That's just not based upon mutual respect, though. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
It's totally fine. You can argue however you want. It's just not that respectful. That's all.
And they'll call me that too, and I just let it roll right off.
Absolutely, you're not respectful from them either.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
I've said things on this today that probably aren't respectful, and I apologize for that too, by the way. So.
You have to apologize. It doesn't bother me.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? I'm just explaining to you that it
bothers
it's
him.
totally unproductive to have the conversation or the debate if what ends up happening is you have to retract and pull back, and you can't have the argument because the other person gets so wrapped up in emotions that you can't even have a discussion with them.
I would have cried if I was emotional. You could say whatever you want. We just like she said, we just do not agree with everything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Fundamentally.